عليك يا رسول الله الصلاة والسلام عليك يا حبيب الله الصلاة والسلام عليك يا نبي الله. Can sit in a line. وعلى آلك وأصحابك يا نور الله صلى الله تعالى عليك وسلم. جزا الله عنا سيدنا محمدا صلى الله تعالى عليه وسلم ما هو أهله. Who can recall the 12 names of the Ummahatul Mu'mineen? Brothers at the back, if you're not reading Quran, I request you to come forward, please, inshallah. Who knows the 12 names of Ummahatul Mu'mineen? First one, Sayyida Khadija radiyallahu ta'ala anha. Number two, Sayyida Sauda radiyallahu ta'ala anha. Number three, Sayyida Aisha radiyallahu ta'ala anha. Number four, Sayyida Hafsa radiyallahu ta'ala anha. Number five, Sayyida Zainab radiyallahu ta'ala anha. Number six, Sayyida Salama radiyallahu ta'ala anha. Number seven, Sayyida Zainab radiyallahu ta'ala anha. Number eight, Sayyida Juwayriya radiyallahu ta'ala anha. Number nine, again Sayyida, twice, Sayyida Zainab. Oh, we've done it. Then the last four. Can you just move inside, please? Sayyida Habiba radiyallahu ta'ala anha. Number 10, Sayyida Safiya radiyallahu ta'ala anha. And then Sayyida Maymuna and Maria Qibtiyya, two M's. Maymuna wa Maria Qibtiyya radiyallahu ta'ala anhuma. Okay. To begin with, a very beautiful hadith of Prophet sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam, which you can implement every day, especially for Ramadan. It is in Mishkah Sharif that the Prophet sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam has said, very beautiful hadith of Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, whoever recited Subhanallah 100 times in the morning and 100 times in the evening, it will be like he has performed 100 Hajj. And whoever recited Alhamdulillah 100 times in the morning and 100 times in the evening, it will be like he gave 100 horses as charity in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Whoever recited La ilaha illallah 100 times in the morning and 100 times in the evening, it will be like he has freed 100 slaves from the children of Hazrat Ismail alayhi salam. And a person who recited Allahu Akbar 100 times in the morning and 100 times in the evening, then no one will be able to do more good deeds than him on that day other than the one who recited more than him. So you should try every day recite Subhanallah 100 times, Alhamdulillah 100 times, Allahu Akbar 100 times, and La ilaha illallah. So if you were to recite the third kalima, it has everything. Subhanallah walhamdulillah wa la ilaha illallah wallahu akbar. Read this 100 times in the morning and 100 times in the evening. Inshallah, you will be blessed of performing Hajj 100 times. Subhanallah, and many other merits, as we heard before. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Okay, inshallah, as I mentioned yesterday, today is going to be a very important topic, and that is to do with actions that break salah. You are listening? Okay, first and foremost is to do with speech. To speak in salah would break the salah, whether it was done purposely or by mistake. If by error, brothers at the back, request you to be quiet, please. Jazakallahu khair. And if you're still talking, can join in the session and learn something useful. So to speak in salah intentionally or unintentionally will break your salah. These are to do with worldly talk. Now, when will your speech will break salah? When it's loud enough so that you can hear yourself. If you say in your head, okay, that, or you just moved the lips but no sound was heard or came out, then this will not break your salah. Okay. If you greet someone even by mistake, the salah will break. Let's say you're praying salah and someone entered the room and said assalamu alaikum. This will break your salah. Whether you've only got to say assalam, if you just assalam, oops, then realize the mistake, and this will break your salah. If you reply to someone, okay, by voice, then the salah will break. So when someone says assalamu alaikum, you said wa alaikum assalam, this will break your salah. But if you didn't say anything, you're just indicating salah. End of the indication, then namaz will becomes makruh tahrimi. Now if you do sneeze in salah, then you should not say alhamdulillah. Outside salah, you should say alhamdulillah ala kulli hal. There's a narration that when someone sneezes, and if he was to say alhamdulillah ala kulli hal, and then with his tongue he rubs his teeth like that. So top teeth and then bottom teeth. So you sneeze alhamdulillah ala kulli hal, then inshallah Allah will protect your teeth. Okay, Allah will protect you from any illness, any disease related to the teeth and the mouth. Now, let's say someone came to you, gave you good news. They've passed their exams. Eid is tomorrow. Okay? You know, we celebrate. The Sahaba would cry. So you said alhamdulillah. Or someone gave you bad news, okay, so you said inna lillahi wa inna raji'un. Okay, or when you're shocked, amazed, subhanallah, ew. So you said subhanallah, you know, something to do with nature. So you interacted with the news, outer news, then this will break your salah. Or you said Allahu Akbar. Okay, you know, you heard there's been an earthquake somewhere, Allahu Akbar. So even though Allahu Akbar you say in salah, but now this Allahu Akbar used in response to someone outside salah. It's a response, therefore you'll break your salah. Now when cleaning the throat, the two words are said tu, literally not going to spit, of course. Okay, if two words were to be uttered whilst clearing the throat, then this will break the salah. Okay. Now, if someone due to pain or difficulty, he said ooh, oof, toof, bapre ba, or cried out loud and a sound was heard, then the salah will break. Okay, let's say you've got back pain. Okay, once in sajda, and people do that in Taraweeh. You know, if you long Taraweeh, they can sajda, yeah. So if you say these words, okay, it's loud enough, then this will break your salah. Okay. Now, if someone cried and no sound was heard, only tears came out, then this will not break your salah. Okay. And it's a sign of a true mu'min that when he hears the Quran and he sheds tears. إنما المؤمنون الذين إذا ذكر الله وجلت قلوبهم وإذا تلت عليهم آياته زادتهم إيمانا وعلى ربهم يتوكلون. The believers are those when Allah is mentioned to them, وجلت قلوبهم, their hearts tremble. Yeah, the hearts move. I mentioned this many times. In one of my friends from Somalia, do you know he's probably 45 now, 46. Every day he do the dhikr of Allah, La ilaha illallah, 10,000 times. Okay? And inshallah I'll get the picture tomorrow. Do you know there's a image that if you look at the image and then you look at the plain wall, you see the reverse, you know, it's a black and white image. I don't know what you call it. Yeah, I had that one of those on my laptop with Allah written on it. So if you stay on the word Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and then you look on the wall, you can see the word Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So I was working on my laptop. Now this is what I'm saying, that when you do a lot of dhikr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, إِذَا ذُكِرَ اللَّهُ, when Allah is mentioned, وَجِلَتْ قُلُوبُهُمْ, the hearts tremble. So when he entered the office, into the room, he saw that, you know, he began to cry, not cry but scream, okay, you know, gaining spirituality. So he just saw the word Allah. You know, in Salah, when I went to Jum'ah with him, in Salah, he can't hold himself because of the intense dhikr he does. Okay, and nowadays why do we feel a burden when listen to Quran? Imam Sahab, wallahi yaar, you 2 minutes, that's it, but every 4 rakats, everyone looking at the time. 4 rakats, yes? Allah called past 12, 13, yesterday was 12, other 12, 18, yes? It happens, okay? It's naturally we do look at times. But why do you feel a burden? Because lack of dhikr. The more dhikr of Allah you do in your lives, okay, so anything related to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you find more peace. So anyways, if someone cried and no sound was heard, then this will not break your salah. Now, however, a very ill person, without control, if he was to say these words, tuf, tuf, luf, muf, kuf, then his salah will not break. Okay? Because he's out of his control. Now the words that come out when sneezing, achoo, when you sneeze, or when you cough, or when you yawn, which are of course the natural sounds, you should try and suppress them. But if you can't, then this will not break your salah. Okay, you should try and suppress the sound of your sneeze, especially yawn. You know when you yawn, that is the laughter of the shaitan. Okay, the ulama say that the sound you hear when you yawn, okay, it is The laughter of the shaitan. And do you know, when we do talk about yawning, people start yawning. It's contagious. You start yawning, other people start yawning. Can you say anyone yawning? There, one. It happens. Okay. Now, if the Muqtadi corrected someone except for his own Imam, let's say in Taraweeh there's someone reading Quran loudly, okay, and you know the surah, you rectify the person who's not in the same salah as yours, then your salah will break. If a Muqtadi corrected Imam and the place of correction was incorrect, then Muqtadi's salah will break. And if the Imam was to take his correction, Imam's salah will break. And when Imam's salah will break, then what is the ruling? Everyone's salah will break. So we'll have to repeat the prayer. Let me give an example. In Witr Namaz, okay, you stand for Witr Namaz, the third rakat, okay, Imam recited Surah Al-Fatiha and then he recited Surah. Now what do? You lift our hands and for dua qunut. But what happens, what would you do? What would you do if Imam went to ruku? Allahu Akbar. What would you do? What would you do? It doesn't matter if it's right or wrong. As in, what would you do? What would you do? Going to ruku, or will you call him back? Let's say, okay, goes into ruku. Okay, other people are stood there, okay, thinking what to do. So what would you do? What? Okay, sorry. Okay, so what would you do? Naturally, if you do not know the ruling, and if you're in the first saf, thinking, mashallah, I know my rulings. Okay, so Imam goes to ruku, Allahu Akbar. Imam uparawa. Okay, this is going to be a response. However, okay, if this example, if the Imam was to go into ruku and he forgot dua qunut, you have to do sajda at the end. Okay, you are not allowed to call the Imam back. If you were to do that, is an incorrect correction, lukma. And if the Imam was to return back, he took the incorrect lukma. Okay, even though at the end he will do the sahu, the hukam is they will have to repeat the prayer. Okay, so that's very careful when and when not to rectify the Imam. And through experience, we know we had to repeat the prayer many times in our masjid because some people began to give lukma. Or example I've given, calling back Imam to Qaida if you missed the first Qaida. Let's say 4 rakat Isha or 3 rakat Maghrib. If the Imam was to miss the first Qaida and he said Allahu Akbar, went to the third rakat and people sat for a tashahud, you are not allowed to call it back Imam down. Why? Because if you miss the first Qaida in the 3 or 4 rakats, you do sajda sahwi at the end. Okay? So if someone was to call the Imam came down, then his salah will break. Okay, number 3, if the Imam took a correction of anyone except from his own Muqtadi, then his salah will break. Okay, so let's say people are listening to Quran, sat down, and there's a Jamaat going on, and then the person reading Quran rectified the Imam, and he took that correction, his salah will break. Okay. If when praying the Quran you physically read it, as we see on TV, people, okay, they hold the Quran whilst in Taraweeh, or you read it off the mihrab, then this will break the salah. Okay?
How would they do Sizdah if they pray like that?
Ask them. Probably this, I don't know. Wallah, Mr. Okay, why is mihrab known as mihrab? I put a star. Okay. Mihrab is known as mihrab because it's a place of battle. Harb means fighting. What's the meaning of masjid? Masjid is a place of sajda. Mihrab is a place of harb, which means fight, battle. Okay, why? Because you're constantly fighting your ego, your temptations, your whispers, your KFCs, your doner kebabs, and your sheikh kebabs. Maybe twirl as well. I had one yesterday. Okay, so that's why it's a place of battle. Okay, trying to concentrate. There's a hadith of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, whoever reads 2 rak'at, okay, thinking about no one except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to the nearest meaning of the hadith, that person's past sins will be forgiven. And try, it's very difficult. Only 2 rak'ats, having no thoughts coming to you, very difficult, very, very difficult. Okay, as soon as you say Allahu Akbar, I say everything comes into your mind. Do you know there was a man who came to Imam Azam Abu Hanifa radiallahu ta'ala anhu and said, Hazrat, you know, I buried my treasure. In the past, they didn't have banks. They used to bury their treasure, gold. Okay, so I buried my treasure, I forgot the place. So Imam Azam Abu Hanifa radiallahu said, tonight, pray 100 rak'at. How many? 100 rak'at. And you'll find it. So the person, after Isha, went home, he laid his prayer mat, probably he prayed about 8 or 10, and then he remembered. It was there. So he went quickly, and he found his treasure. So next day, Imam Azam asked, so did you find the treasure? Yes, Hazrat, MashaAllah. But let alone 100, I only prayed 10 rakats. Okay, and I found, my treasure. So Imam Azam said, do you know why? Because Shaitan wanted you to pray less. Yes? So he didn't wish you to pray 100 rakats. So he gave you that thought and reminded you so that we quickly finish the prayer and find the treasure. But Imam said, if only you could have prayed 100 rakat to thank Allah. Okay? So, these wasawis always comes during salah. At the moment you're not thinking, as soon as you say Maghrib namaz, Chalo bhook lagi yeah? What are we going to eat? Okay, start planning things. Okay, people do their business plans in salah. People do the accounts in salah. Okay? So as I told you, it's very difficult. But you have to try. Okay?
What's the best way?
To focus it depends what you're thinking about. Okay? If you've been to Kaaba, if you've been to Umrah, you can close your eyes, think about you're in front of the Kaaba. Imagine you can see the Hajj Aswad in front of you and you can concentrate. That helps you. Or the imagination, Allah is watching you, and this is very difficult. Okay, you have to do a spiritual struggle to get this sense that Allah is watching you. Okay, that at this moment, Allah is Hayy, He's living, He's alive. Hayyun la yamut, He never dies. At this very moment of time, He's observing me. Yeah, that thought, even for 10 seconds, if you can't do it in 10 seconds, only 10 seconds in salah, you see a change. How you pray salah. Like even in sajda, you feel so humiliated, so humbled in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Even if you think, Allah, I'm doing this only for the sake of Allah subhanahu, even 3-4 seconds, that mere thought that comes, we don't even get that thought. I'm not, let alone 10 seconds, 20 seconds, that mere thought of praying for salah for the sake of Allah doesn't even come. We go and pray about Allah, but we never think that we're praying for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Yeah? So, we should try and build that sense, that relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that connection. Okay? This is very important. An amal kasir is an act whereby if someone from far looked at a person praying, then they would be certain that he's not in salah. Now amal kasir means major action. For example, let's say I'm in salah. Yes? Okay, you come to the room. Let's say if I am doing this in salah, do you think I'm praying namaz? Huh?
Yeah.
If I was to hold my start doing this and then pray back, as soon as he came and you saw me doing that, what would you think? I'm outside salah. So this is known as major action. So any action that indicates you're not in salah will break your salah. Yeah, let's say for example, okay, this is on the floor, I'm praying namaz. Okay, and whilst you're coming, I started wearing my blazer. Okay, what do you think? I'm not in salah. Okay, so any action that indicates that you're not in salah will break your salah. This is amal kathir, a major action. And amal qalil is when a person has a doubt. Shall I call him or shall I leave him? For example, yes. So instead of using two hands, I use my one hand. Okay. So as soon as you saw me, you entered the hall, you saw me doing that, there was a doubt. Okay. So this is amal qalil, a minor action. With major action, that if he was to rectify his trousers like in salah, probably he is outside namaz. But if he was to do one hand, okay, then you doubt. Now this is called amal qalil. So if it's amal kathir, it breaks your salah. So using both hands to rectify topi. So topi is on the floor. Okay, parige. This will break your salah. But if you were to do that with one hand, you doubt him, innit? You doubt him. So because you doubt whether he's in salah or outside salah, therefore it's known as amal qalil. And there's a difference in ruling. So amal kathir, immediately out of salah. With amal kathir. With amal qalil, okay, there's certain rulings. Okay, what we'll do, we'll stop here. We'll carry on tomorrow because it's nearly time for iftar. So remember, we're going to carry on from amal kathir and amal qalil. Okay, so whilst we've got 2 minutes, if you can read la ilaha illallah 100 times on your own, quickly.